Megan.
Raina.
I got a joke for you.
Oh, dear.
What did the Australian pumpkin exclaim in amazement?
What?
Oh, my gourd.
Okay, that's a good one.
All right, where are we?
We are at the Haunted Farmers Market in Tacoma,
Washington, and we are going to be getting people's stories live on air.
Very exciting. We
Super
have
exciting.
koozies for you down here. We're not live. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but it's fine. We have stickers. We have really cute stickers too.
Yeah, I was doing AI to create our stickers, and it generated this sticker that straight up looks like a white trash ghosty.
And his name is Cletus.
Cletus. He's the most perfect
Very
ghosty.
cute.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So enjoy it. We're going to compile all these stories together, put them in an episode, and that's what you're about to hear.
Yep.
So, no cider today, unfortunately. We're in public.
Okay.
That's for later. Oh, do you miss ciders?
I would never.
What? It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, and just a reminder that this episode is going to sound a little different. Normally we're in studio. This time we were outside in the wild.
In the wild. We also definitely had some equipment malfunction, which
Always.
it just is one of those things, like we prep and we do everything that we can, and we like did these tests before we would start to
So
record.
many tests.
Where nothing changed.
Yeah.
But it was like the second we sat down with someone, even though we did it where you and I were sitting there and your daughter or Mr. Boo Boo was, and we would test the microphones, they were fine. It was like the second we started recording someone's story, I'm blaming it on the ghosties.
It was the spirits.
Blame it on,
For sure.
maybe it was our ghosty Cletus who was
Cletus?
Cletus. Anyways,
Hello and welcome to Lunatics Tune, the podcast where we're going to all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your hosts, Meg.
and I'm Raina, ready to brew up some lunatic soup.
Let's go.
All right, we are here with our first guest, who is, I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Ryan, last name Ayrton. Nice to be on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And what story do you have for us today?
Yeah, little backstory, I guess. The kind of family I grew up in is not, I was put into, Catholic school growing up and stuff. And, just a very casual upbringing, very good family, no hard pressures to believe in one thing or another.
Yeah.
My parents were very attentive, very lucky. I had a great childhood. And, I have one older brother. His name is Kyle. We're separated about 5 years. So we're close, but you can imagine, going 0 to 18. I'm 12, he's 17, throwing parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just this little,
Big enough age gap, but yeah.
I'm his clingy little brother that he doesn't want around too much.
We know a thing or two about that.
Yeah. So we're cool, and we're definitely closer as we're older now. I'm 28, he's 33. And so I don't have any like crazy connection with the spiritual style or anything like that, even with my wife owning the Haunted Farmers Market.
I was going to mention that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Wanted to.
Okay. I'm not the spooky one, that's for sure. I've definitely integrated to be more spooky, and I'm interested in it. I'm a big buff on like personal development and open-mindedness. I love stories, but I am very skeptical still.
Right.
I'm like
Even
facts
with your wife?
I'm facts and science based oriented, I would say, in my beliefs.
I was going to say he was like that too until we started this podcast, and he started going out with us and ghost hunting with us, and then now he slowly started to be like,
well, and we went up to Manresa Castle here recently, and I was the brave one who did like alone EVP sessions trying to like so I'll give it my all when it's time to give it my all.
Right.
For sure, because I want to know just as much as everybody else. But I think that's why I think my story was good enough for me and could be good enough for a lot of non-believers who are kind of in my same place.
Yes.
So the story is, I was 19. I recently, I was 18 still at the time. This is before I actually had kind of like a really hard time in my life. I broke my feet at 19, and I was going through kind of like a lot of trauma and kind of like high anxiety and pressure and stuff. At 18, my parents had been divorced for 6 years at this point, and the story kind of is centered around a family member of mine who passed away when I was 12.
Okay.
His name is Pat. He was my uncle. He's my mom's older brother. And when I was 12, I was graduating from middle school. And so I lived down in Palm Springs, California at the time, and he lived about an hour or so away, and he liked riding his motorcycle, decided to come to my graduation for middle school on his motorcycle and take, I forget the road is, maybe it's the 17, but you go down the Palm Desert Mountains to get there. It's a beautiful scenic route. One of his tires blew out, and he passed away that day on his way to
Oh boy, that's dramatic. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's been a long time now.
Yeah.
So the story is based around him and my older brother, Kyle. And so by the time I was 18, my Uncle Pat was already passed away for about 6 years at this point. Like I said, I was in kind of a high anxiety stress, building up 1 year away still from the big kind of like slam I had. But there was a lot of, I don't know, emotional, mental instability at that point.
Yeah.
Where I hear a lot of spiritual things tend to happen is when you're a little on shaky ground.
So true. Yeah.
And so what it was just a regular night. I couldn't remember what weekday it is now, since it's like 10 years ago. But I'm sleeping, and I was starting around this area to have some more lucid kind of dreams. But I had a dream where I was at the house that my dad used to own, the house that we grew up in. I was standing on the outside area of like a counter. So you can imagine there's a counter with the center kitchen there, and then like a doorway on the opposite side. And I was standing there at the edge of the counter on the outside of the kitchen in this dream. There was like the spotlight was on the center of the kitchen area, so there's blackness all around it. I couldn't see anything else around there. But what was weird about this was my brother was also standing right next to me in the dream. And once again, it's 10 years ago. In the time, I just know that it kind of all correlates together. But we were talking about something, and out of nowhere, my Uncle Pat came through the doorway across from us into the kitchen. I turned and looked at him, and I said, Uncle Pat, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead. And my brother said, yeah, you're not supposed to be here. What's going on?
Yeah.
And he said to us, don't worry, everything's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Wow. And so, we're like, at that moment, me and my brother split, and I had my own moment with my Uncle Pat. I saw a scar on the back of his head, looks like a little circle. I don't know if that was like from the accident, or that was like his version of a halo or something.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it was a very brief moment, and I woke up and I instantly looked at the clock because I was like, that felt way too real.
Yeah,
that was very strange.
Yeah.
I've never had one like that before.
Wow.
Time was around 3 a.m., of course. Yeah. And so I remembered it, or I wrote it down at the time, and I went back to sleep. And then I woke up the next day, just went about my day. And my mom just gave me a call. I know where she likes to check in on us every now and then. And I was like, yeah, things are fine. I had a dream about, Uncle Pat, her brother, last night.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he's looking out for you. He's around us all the time. I said, yeah, I know. Go out throughout the day. Maybe an hour or two passes by. My mom either texts me or calls me, and she's like, Ryan, you need to call Kyle right now. And I said, why? What happened? She's like, just call him. And I call him. I was like, what's up, dude? And he's like, did you have a dream about Uncle Pat last night?
Shut
And I'm getting chills.
I me too. I'm like, same. Oh my God.
It's like, yeah. So of course, in the moment, I'm like, why? What's up? And he's like, were you at the house standing out like on the counter, like around the counter of the kitchen? And I was like, yeah. I was like, dude, what's happening right now?
Wow. That is insane.
But what's weird is, like I said, this is 10 years ago, so I can't remember the words verbatim anymore. But I was like, I said blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. And then I went blah, blah, blah.
You guys were in the dream.
We said the exact same words to each other. And then he's like, and then Uncle Pat came in from the kitchen, right? And I was like, yeah, dude. And then we said this and he said that. And it was all exactly the same. It was all exactly the same.
That is crazy.
And so I was like, and then we split, right? And he's like, yeah. And I had my own moment with him for a second. The only differences we had, and this could just be because, of our age difference. I was like, how did he look to you? To me, he looked like his 40-year-old self. He had a buzzed head. He was a surfer dude. And he just had like a tank top on. He's just really chill. Kyle's like, oh, I saw him with like his longer brownish light blonde hair.
Like was like
just a little bit more youthful. Yeah, like in his early, like mid-30s.
Interesting.
And so that was the only difference we had. But I was like, do you know what time it was? We had these just like, I woke up afterwards and it was like right around 3 a.m.
Wow.
That is insane. So it's funny. We do a lot of like Reddit stories. So we will like read people's stories from Reddit on different things. And like
out of body experiences, near death experiences, and it's so funny like how much that kind of relates. Crossover with that.
Crossover.
And also we talk a lot about like spirits and how sometimes they show themselves how they want to different people, like at different ages. So that is wild. Like maybe your brother needed to see him that younger version for a reason.
And you thought the scar because he had the shaved head. So maybe that had something to do with it.
Oh, these are things you ponder for a long time. And like I said, this is kind of a good story for, I think, anybody who's in kind of the same position as me, who needs kind of like that proof. My proof was that undeniably my brother also experienced the same dream. Like, it's not just me. Like, I can have lucid weird dream with whatever as much as I want, or I can hear something fall or a sound, or like when we were up in Manresa, the door blew open on the front of it, and you could just be like, there's a draft, but I went and hit the door and I
you're trying to justify, because you're not like a full-on believer. You're like, I'm not going to just be like, oh, that was a ghost. You want to make sure it was real.
Coming from a place of disproving is a good place to come from.
Yeah. And so the reason that one has stuck with me for so long has, one, because he's really the only closest family member I've had that passed away, and two, because my brother also experienced it with me.
I mean, that is a cool story.
That is a great story. And on its own, like you said, it could have been just a dream.
Yeah.
But because of your brother's experience, it
makes it more twisted. And of course, my wife is even rationalized. She's like, there's probably a chance, 1 in 3 billion or trillion or whatever, that you guys could have the same. I'm like, yeah, but at that point, what's the difference between it being like real or just a coincidence?
Yeah.
Like, it's,
but I mean, no such thing as coincidences in my opinion. So, great. And I don't know, I'm guessing you know this, but they always say that if you get visited by someone who, like, a loved one in a dream, it means they're actually visiting you in real life. Like, they're coming to, like, your souls are visiting each other, like, wherever you are.
Yeah.
So wherever they are. Yeah. So it's like, you guys needed to hear from him for whatever reason.
It was a time delay. So, I mean, like, from his passing to showing up, it was 6 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a long time.
Like, I had something similar happen with my grandma when she passed away, and she, like, was a beautiful woman in real, like, all of her life. And then when she died, it was very sad to see. And I struggled with how she looked when she passed away a lot. And she came to me in a dream years later, and it was her younger self, like a version of her I'd never known, that it was her in like her 30s. And like in the dream, she was like, remember me this way, stop thinking me that way. So like similar to that. And it's, I think they know when you need to connect for some reason, and that's exactly what that was.
Well, I appreciate you guys accepting and hearing my story. It makes me feel a little less crazy for sure.
Also, like, this is such a good first story, I think, to kick it off with. I think that is so, but it's so many people experience dreams with loved ones who have passed, and so it's like, but to have that, like, you and your brother is the part that I feel like is really just.
Yeah, no, that wasn't just a dream.
Do you have a minute there to tell us about Men Race Side?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And we tried to have a paranormal experience. No, we kind of did. But
we had a real life person experience. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can talk about it for sure. So Brianna's idea, my wife, of course.
Yep.
And it's so funny that the Ghost Adventurers with Zach Baggins, they've done it before that place, and so we were like watching the episodes and stuff before. Went in with positive expectations, but weren't knowing exactly what to expect. We stayed in room 306, where English Kate apparently committed suicide. There's a couple of stories around her. Either she committed suicide because she thought her husband had died at sea and he wasn't going to come back, or she committed suicide because she thought he died at sea. She was so distraught, she went out and ended up getting pregnant, and then he showed back up. In both versions, he lived. But in this one, it was more because she got pregnant and she was ashamed, or because she thought he passed away.
Okay.
So she jumped off of the window, or out the window from the 3rd story, and killed herself. My personal feelings on this place is, 1st floor outside, nothing. 2nd floor, you start to feel a little weird. 3rd floor feels completely messed up.
What were we 3rd floor?
Yeah.
3rd floor, I was nauseous, dizzy. I felt disassociated the whole time. And in the room we were in specifically, I had a really bad feeling in the restroom. The restroom was the worst part for me. Like, I felt like I could see how maybe she tried to cope with it, like in like a fetal position in like the bathroom, like crying hysterically. That would be like, she gets the news, she goes in there, and she like is just like down. Yeah. And the restroom felt horrible. I mean, even looking back, I'm like, why didn't like I didn't have the nerve to go in the shower. Like, we only stayed through the night. We left at 6 or 7 in the morning the next day. I was like, but for some reason, my body would not let me go in the shower specifically. We got a couple of like responses on the radio, you know, whatever the machines are, the ghost boxes. I mean, you get one word through, you kind of feel like meh, like it could just be the AM speaking or whatever. For me, the biggest takeaways that were unexplainable was just my overall sense of like unease in that entire place, especially with the restroom, the door blowing open out of nowhere. Wild. You know, we could have been that it wasn't closed all the way and there is a significant draft. But like I said, I mean, I went and I hit that thing pretty hard and it opened maybe about a foot.
They're heavy doors. They're like solid.
They're really heavy. And when it went open on its own, it easily blew open about 2 to 3. So more than I could have done. And this is, you're talking about airflow just pushing.
It'd have to be a significant.
Yeah. And it's drafty, but it's not, I don't think it was reasonably so to that point. Yeah. Caught a lot of orbs. It could be, you know, down to just dust. I mean, you never know. Her sister also stayed with us in the second bed. And she said she felt like a cat jumped on the bed with her at one point. Yeah. Which apparently Kate is known for sitting on the end of bed with you. And then this one was Brianna's experience. Apparently she'll leave smells for you inside the room, either bad or good, depending on how she likes you or not. I never smelled anything in that room. I never smelled anything good, anything bad. Neither did her sister. But Brianna smelled like perfume, like very sweet smells the whole time.
Okay.
So she liked my wife, at least. Yeah. She was neutral about me and her sister. The house itself and everything is very eerie. Like, I like the lobby and the dining area. But I think we need it to be void of people, kind of like how Ghost Adventures goes about it, and really spend hours kind of going through.
We felt it when we went, like, we didn't get that haunted. I don't know what room we were in. We were at the end of a hallway,
but we were at the end of a hallway up on the 3rd floor.
Right underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 306 too. That's where that was.
But we were on the opposite. He was in the room.
He was in the other one. We were on the opposite sides.
You were on the side where the stairs would lead up to. If you walked out, it would be right to your left. Yeah, we walked out. The stairs went over us, right to our right.
Okay, there you go.
Got it.
Yeah. So we had a lady across the hall try and kill herself while we were there, and we ended up like we were doing what you were doing, like EVPs or tried what was it, a ghost box? Is that what we were doing? Anyways, and we got the word police, and we were like, police? What the hell? Like, that makes no sense. Anyways, turns out like we ended up having to call the police because she
someone was trying to help her, probably.
It was the most insane night ever. Like, we somehow got wrapped up with her and these 2 other ladies, and like it was one of those crazy things. So we didn't take her water and went down to the lobby, and we were like, we thought she was gonna, it was bad, but it wasn't a haunted experience necessarily. But it also, like, there's a lot of energy in that place. It's not, and it's not good, and people go there to kill themselves because of that exact story.
Well, you know, you watch these stories, and they, the biggest thing about evil entities and stuff is that they, you know, they'll like make you think the thoughts you hear in your head are your thoughts, and that will eventually have an emotional effect on you as well.
Exactly.
So you need to learn to like not always trust the things you hear in your head, I suppose. But my body got fully not okay with whatever.
And that's the thing, you do have a physical reaction to things like this. That your body reads the energy around you.
But wild. Well, that was, I mean, those are great stories. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Well, that was great. Thank you.
That was you. All right, we are here with our next story of Lauren, right? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Lauren Kastock. I grew up in a haunted house. I worked in haunted places. I used to be part of a paranormal research team.
Wow.
So I've had lots of experience.
Amazing. She was just walking by our feed, and we sort of like,
it was the dog.
Yeah, she is her dog, with her cute little puppy with her, and we were like, come on and tell us a story. So we kind of forced her into this, but you know, she had a good one. I mean, if you want to start and tell the story about the investigation you did.
I'm actually going to tell you the first, like the biggest, creepiest story I have from when I was a kid.
Okay.
So I was probably about 10, 11 maybe. And I was in bed, kind of like yelling for my mom to come say goodnight to me. And I was like, Mom, the light's off, come on in, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't you coming to say goodnight? And I peeked out into the hallway, and there was a giant glowing green face in the corner of the ceiling.
Oh my God.
And I looked at it, and I made eye contact with it while I got up on my bed and pulled the light switch back on. And then it disappeared.
Wild.
It was the
That
craziest,
gives me
creepiest thing
like
I've
so
ever seen. I've never
Because
seen
you were like 11?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I wasn't like a small kid. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a dream.
No, you're old
I was
enough.
old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and with something that terrifying, like that sticks with you. You don't
Right,
forget.
and I'm like, I saw it and I moved and like did all these other things and it didn't like disappear all of a sudden. It
Right.
wasn't until I turned on the light.
That it
So
disappeared.
yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
That would terrify even an
Yeah.
adult at this point.
Yeah.
A big green glowing face. No, thank you very much.
Yeah. So that was when I was a kid. So years later, I went to volunteer and work with a paranormal investigation group in San Diego. And we did lots of investigations around the area. And one of them that we did was on the Star of India, which is an old tall ship that is part of the Maritime Museum in San Diego. So our group was, a mixed group of guys and girls. And all the girls decided to go on board, just us, because of women not really being welcome on ships back in the day. So we wanted to see kind of if that would stir up activity. So we all kind of gathered at the bow of the ship on the second deck. And we were sitting there and it was, we're very quiet and we're getting used to the noises and the darkness. And all of a sudden we start seeing lights kind of floating towards us, just like coming at us and then disappearing, or like flashing in the distance and then disappearing. And we were all kind of like wondering what that was all about. But we're staying calm, we're not really freaking out. And then all of a sudden on the deck above us, we hear footsteps just running like right across the bridge.
That's
Just
terrifying.
loud as heck.
Yeah.
So we all kind of flipped.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do? It's like you think like it's already running into you or something like that.
And you can't see anything, and like, oh my gosh.
Oh my
And there was
god.
nobody else on the boat. It was one of those moments where you're almost like, you panic so much that you're like, it has to be somebody pulling a prank on us.
Right.
So
Because
we-
your logical brain starts to take over. Like, what can this?
There's
who is
no way
this?
this can be a ghost. How could a ghost possibly make this kind of noise?
Right.
So, we all kind of like gather ourselves and leave and talk to the guys. And they're like, no, we were nowhere near it. We were at our cars. We were here. We were nowhere near the ship.
And this was all the women, so it was like they were coming after the girls because
Because, like
Exactly.
you said, they didn't like
They
women
didn't
on
like
ships.
women on
Yeah.
ships. No, women were bad luck on a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so offensive.
Yes, very offensive.
That's
That's cool though.
Yeah. So that's one of my good ones.
And so you said like you did years of paranormal
Yeah.
hunting,
Yes,
in
yes.
like San Diego specifically, or have you gone?
I did most of my work in San Diego. I recently, past 5 years or so, moved up here to Seattle.
Nice.
I'm hoping to get a group together again and start going.
We do our own individual ones like, occasionally, and then her mother-in-law is head of the
Paranormal Investigators of New England.
Oh,
the other side.
Yeah.
So,
right.
have you been up to Port Gamble?
I haven't.
Okay.
I know they have a conference.
Yeah, we were there last year, and then also just like going to the house that's there that is it's like the most haunted house in Washington.
yes.
Really?
And
Yeah.
it's
The Walker
it's
Haynes
fun.
house.
I think we need to exchange information.
Yeah, we do. I think a good thing. We think we have you now. So, but no, definitely. If you like, let us know. We would love to, get a group. Like I said, we do things on our own sometimes, but
But I think getting a group together would be very, very
Yeah.
good for this area.
Yeah,
There are
totally.
groups around here.
definitely let us know because hopefully today that's something that we're hoping to do is just like network with people and like this kind of
Yeah.
thing is exactly what we're looking for. Like,
perfect.
so we would any kind of investigations we're in.
We're
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
We're in.
We have some places like
We have some
local-
places that we want to do locally. I've done Stadium High School. We want to go up to the San Juan Islands and do up there. We've gone out to Wilkinson. We've done a bunch of them.
The haunted brothel in Wilkinson. There's an ice cream shop and a old brothel next door that's like the inside of the building is not it's scary to walk around in.
Yeah.
But also fascinating.
Like
Yeah.
it's wild. And so
Sign me up.
yeah, it's a good time. All right, well, thank you so much for your stories. And we will be back with the next.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, we are here with Ash, and Ash is going to share their paranormal story with us. So what do you got?
Oh, gosh. Okay. So to preface everything, I'm not from Washington.
Okay.
I'm here to house sit. So I'm actually from Tucson, Arizona. Yeah. So I used to work for estate sales for a long time.
Uh-huh.
So I was in and out of people's houses pretty frequently.
Uh-huh.
And there was one that was kind of out of town by like 45 minutes. I had to drive out into the country. And I was there with one other employee.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the living room was set up, it was kind of a pass-through kitchen and living room. There was a big open space in between.
Mm-hmm.
My coworker was in the kitchen, cleaning up dishes and, pricing things as she goes. And I was just across from her in the living room with my back turned to her, cleaning and washing some teacups that were on an entertainment center. So we're chatting back and forth with my back turned to her, and all of a sudden, one of the teacups that was on the entertainment center flies off it and shoots back behind me.
Got a poltergeist in there.
Yeah. And so I turned around just like stunned, like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
And she's looking at me dead in the face, like white as a sheet.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And then she leaves.
Oh no.
So you're there by yourself.
She
Oh, my
left
God.
me in that house to finish up the work for the rest of the day.
That's not very nice.
It's not very nice.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, but you stayed, obviously. And like,
I stayed.
Anything else happen, or it was just...
No, it seemed like it was an older woman that had lived there.
Yeah.
And I just got this vibe like she was just mad that we were touching her teacups.
Yeah.
Like,
Please don't.
please don't.
Yeah. I feel like doing estate sales is something where you would... Like, people would probably get a lot of random paranormal activity with that because people attach themselves to, like, objects and stuff, too. And, like,
Yeah.
wild. That's such a good story.
You would think it would have happened to me more often, but that was really the only time that it was, like, profoundly obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
I mean, do you ever get like a spooky feeling or like a not spooky feeling, maybe an uneasy feeling when you're in these houses that you're
Like,
working
someone
in?
watching you or, like...
There was a couple of times where it was kind of spooky, especially I'm a late riser.
Yeah.
So because our schedules were kind of flexible, I would often work late and I would be the last one in a house to close up.
Yeah.
So there was a few times where it was just kind of like spooky vibes.
Yeah.
There was one house, and I don't think it was necessarily like haunted. But have you seen The Haunting? Like specifically the 1963 version.
I've seen The Haunting, but not the 1963 version.
Okay.
But I know the story.
You kind of know it.
Yeah.
This house felt like that house. There was
Oh.
no right angle anywhere in it. The floors were kind of uneven. Like, it just felt unsettling to be there
Yeah.
because it was very liminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're there, you'd, like, feel the energy of, like, you're like, maybe I don't want to be here. Like,
Yeah.
that's great.
Nothing's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Weird.
hanging out there just waiting, waiting to say hi.
The energy, the vibes were off.
The vibes were off.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's like kind of the greatest way to tell is you feel it. You feel the energy in a space. So.
Yeah. Or you're
Yeah.
standing there and you feel like someone's watching you from behind you. You're like, I swear to God, someone's standing
Like,
there.
just don't-
Then no one's there.
Yeah.
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 Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and
Yeah,
sharing
thank
about
you.
it.
I'm glad to share.
Yeah.
All right. We are joined by Sheldon. Sheldon, welcome to Lunatics Tune podcast.
Hi.
You have a spooky story for us?
Or two. Or three.
I kind of have a few. So just as a background, I'm originally from Hawaii.
Okay.
And if you know that culture, and that island especially is really charged. So my family in particular has a weird background where apparently the great-grandmothers on my mom's side, one would try to be a medium and literally rent haunted houses to try to talk to ghosts.
Wow.
And then the other, she's from the Philippines and was accused of being a witch back when she was in the Philippines.
Wow.
So my family since then has had a lot of experiences.
Yeah.
So one of the ones I want to share with you is when I was a kid. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what menehunis are.
This one. I feel like I've heard it.
So they're like the equivalent of a gnome in Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
So apparently, as a child, I wasn't aware of this. I was always afraid of this one corner of the lot that we lived in.
Yep.
And apparently, I would see them, and my older cousin, who's about 5 years older than me, was the one that actually would say, "Hey, there's menehunis playing in the background."
Oh.
Yeah. So I tend to be one of those people that is sensitive to things that are happening around me, but then my rest of my family tends to see them.
Crazy. Interesting. That's
Yeah. So I actually had another experience at that same house where we lived next to an abandoned house where this one window would always kind of call to me and give me the creeps.
yeah.
And even though the house is abandoned, it was particularly that one area.
Right.
One night I had a dream of a woman staring at me through that window. And I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I kind of kept it to myself. Later on, one of my younger cousins, who was about 3 or 4, seen a woman also staring out of that same window.
Wild.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So those are always interesting, like, because we talk about this a lot where, like, we'll be drawn to one spot and it's like, yeah, well, it's well individually. And it's like, we know that there's something there, even if you can't see it immediately, but like you saw it in your dream. And then like, that's like, obviously someone was chilling.
Yeah. We actually found out afterwards there was a suicide
Oh,
that house, and that was kind of
that was them.
that was pretty much the area.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got time, I can share another one with you guys.
Plenty of time.
So when I was in middle school, my grandma passed away, and me, my grandma, and my cousin were very close. After she passed, we had a little visits here and there, but one of the ones that sticks out the most was my younger sister saw her walking through our hallway into my mom's room. And the weird part is she's never been in that apartment.
Oh,
Because of she had some medical conditions. So it was her legs were specifically what my sister saw, and because of her medical conditions, they're really specific looking.
yeah.
And she was utterly immobile, so that's why she'd never been to the apartment. So the fact that my sister said, "Hey, I just saw grandma walking into that room,"
But even attached to you guys, not necessarily
so
you guys.
to us,
Yeah.
and to kind of follow up on that. Unfortunately, 4 years after that, I lost my cousin.
Oh, I'm sorry. God.
And it was literally 4 years and one day
Right after that.
for her passing of her anniversary. And just so happens we, as a family, decided to have a get-together for my grandma's 4-year passing. And me, my mom, and my auntie both had different premonitions that something was wrong.
Oh, God. Like before they passed away. Yeah.
So
You guys, it seems like you guys have like a very intuitive family. Like, like, obviously.
yeah, it's kind of strange that way. So my mom had this weird feeling she'd never see her again.
Oh.
I had the weirdest feeling that I should hug her because we were typical like younger brother, older sister relationship where we loved each other, but we weren't huggy.
Right.
And then my auntie saw her glowing in lights. At just a conversation that they had on the phone, one of the things she said was, "I'll be going home soon." And she kind of emphasized that on the last phone call she had with my auntie. And to kind of add to that story, about 5 minutes later, she got a call from one of their best friends about her being in the accident.
Oh my God.
And it gets weirder because the person that was driving the vehicle, she was the passenger in this accident, called their friend to inform them of the accident. But he was unconscious. They said he would not have been able to
Make the
made the phone call.
Wild.
So they had that.
Somebody made that phone call.
That's crazy though. Like where they'll get like a voicemail from someone who's like passed, but it's like impossible, and it'll say like "I love you" or something. Like that's insane. It's weird how like electronics can like tap into things.
Yeah.
Or it makes it easy for people to connect, I guess.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And to end it on a better note, instead of being on the downer, I did get visited with her one more time after that. I came home at like 2 a.m, really random for no reason. I was hanging out with my friends, came home. Everything in my garage and front door was unlocked for some reason.
Oh.
So already weird. I'm already on edge. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
So as I walk through, as soon as I pass the threshold of the garage, I just get hit with this energy and like this blue light.
Wow.
And blue was her favorite color.
Oh my God.
It's this instant calm.
Yeah.
And then as I walked through, it's like there was just all that anxiety I had was fine. And then, like I said, the front door was unlocked, which is very unusual because everyone's diligent about locking everything up. Talking to my mom the following day, she's like, "Oh, that was Jonna visiting you, telling you she was protecting the house until you came home."
God, that's like a nice little like sitting high from the other side. Yeah, a little more comforted. Start off a little scared, but like that's so nice. Yeah. Well, I just have a few. So where in Hawaii are you from?
Oahu.
Oahu. Okay, my sister lives on Maui, so like go out there a lot, and like you said, Hawaii is a very spiritual place. Like the energy there is like if you are intuitive, I feel like you feel it when you're there. There's a lot of it. In the Hawaiian culture, do you guys have, like you said, the name for like the small people? Like, are there any other things that you guys have that are similar to like cryptids that we know, like a Bigfoot or something that is like specific to Hawaii?
The majority of them would be spirits, like night marchers and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. There's
yeah.
certain Hawaiian gods that kind of occupy. Like Pele is one of the big ones. I'm sure you guys heard about.
Yeah.
She has a white dog that also tends to be pretty visible.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a predecessor. They're known for either stopping someone from something bad happening, or like just being there right before something bad happens.
Wow. So it's like a protective
Yeah, it's a
kind of
protective
thing?
spirit. Yeah,
Very cool.
there's quite a few stories about that
Yeah.
if you look into it.
Yeah, I would love to look.
Yeah, I mean, we should do an episode.
Yeah,
That's a great.
Sure, like lived in an area where it's like she had some Native Hawaiians tell her that the night marchers would like come through specifically where I don't know if that like how everything works with like the stories of them and like how that works, but the night marchers, are they in like a specific area or is it all over Hawaii or is it like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've actually had experiences with them as well. And I had friends that had experience with them. I was aware of areas that they're at before I knew that that was their path. But typically, they have a preset path that they would walk the lees, which was like the kings and queens, through at night. So they constantly follow that path. And from what I hear, the ironic part is even if you build something there or you say you excavate the land, they will still walk the exact same path. Like you will see them floating if the land was higher before, or you'll see them just like
that's where
a super residual kind of feel to them.
Okay, that's what she apparently the neighborhood she lives is in the path, and then her neighbor had was told that they had a warrior, like an ancient warrior, like living in their home, like in the closet of their home. They got told that by someone who was working on it, and just was always like interested, like that whole side of things. Yeah, the Hawaiian lore, not lore, but I guess just history. Yeah.
There's
very cool.
There's definitely a lot if you look into it.
I love it. No, I love it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, hello. Welcome back. And we are here with Kara. Hi, Kara.
Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, streets of the Haunted Farmers Market and convinced her after she said a few words to us. I'm like, you have to come on.
Yes, please have a seat.
Not the weirdest thing that's happened to me, so that's fine.
All right, so you grew up in a haunted house.
I did grow up in a haunted house, and I grew up in a house where my father did not believe in ghosts or anything, and my mother actually convinced me that she did not either. And it turned out that the stories I was telling her were just freaking her out too much. So what happened was basically I started waking up as a young child and hearing like a woman's voice talking to me, like I guess an older girl's voice. And she told me her name was Amelia. And I noticed that she would disappear when this older man would come around. Like there was like an older spirit. And as I got older, I didn't really see them anymore. According to my mom, when I was very little, I would tell her that they came and talked to me again. And she'd be like, honey, you were dreaming, you know. But I'm like, no, her name's Amelia, you know, she's really nice. And as I got older, we moved houses, and I thought for sure that that was going to be the end of it, and it was not. Amelia, or some entity claiming to be Amelia, actually followed. And my mother said, don't tell your sisters about this will scare them. And one day my 5-year-old sister, I was 10 at the time, came in and she said, have you ever noticed anything weird in the basement? And I said, no. And she goes, I saw a little girl down there. And I said, do not even make this up. So I thought maybe she overheard somebody talking about it. But no, this little girl began appearing to my younger sister. And she would wake me up. And anytime there was like a big major event, like before 9/11, she actually woke me up like the night before. I was having a nightmare and I felt her shake my leg and go, Kara, Kara. And I woke up and I went, what the heck was that?
Oh my
God.
God.
I went into school with this awful feeling, and I lived in upstate New York. And I went into school just being like, that felt so ominous. Like she doesn't ever just wake me up from a dead sleep.
Right.
And then that was 9/11. So that's an interesting thing. But it turned out as I got older, my mother actually saw spirits as a child. And she would tell me, like, you don't see them. She thought it would go away.
Right.
As I got older.
Yeah.
So she was trying to protect me. But the craziest thing that ever happened was I finally, as like a teenager, told Amelia, like, my friends have seen your shadow. They're creeped out by you. They don't want to sleep over.
Yeah.
And I want you to go away. And a picture flung off of a shelf of me and my sisters.
Oh, wow.
And all I could think was that was her way of being like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, like, don't tell me what to do. Dang.
Yeah, so at that point, I actually enlisted the help of like a psychic who gave me crystals and stuff, and I didn't have problems after that. But it was just wild growing up and being like, you know, sorry, gonna win.
Be taken away. Yeah, that's crazy though. That, and especially, I mean, do you mind me asking, do you see anything now, or is this something that was strictly when you were younger and it's sort of like gone?
I do. I can't really make it happen though. So I know that some people are like, oh, like I actually had a woman at a Renaissance fair approach me and say, you know, I feel these entities around you and you're ignoring them.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, 'cause they scare me. So it seems like, well, you have a gift. But from a young age, I was taught by my mother, like, don't encourage it. That'll bring them around.
Yeah.
So I've just been starting to get into it again, which is why we're here at a cool haunted market.
I mean, that's kind of what happened, like how we got connected and started this podcast. It's like I saw stuff when I was younger and, you know, kind of like, no, I didn't. And then I hit a point where I was all of a sudden like, no, this is real. Like this, like
yeah. Sometimes there's no denying.
You can't stop it. Like it's like a train you can't get off.
Yeah, why deny it? And my partner, he calls himself a non-believer, but we've been living together for 5 years now, and there's been several times where he's like, that actually is really weird, but that fell over when you said that. Or,
Yeah.
So to this day in my house, I don't like to say Amelia because I feel like she kind of followed me.
With you. Interesting.
And I don't get the impression she's really like a little girl. I think she kind of appears to me like the way I would expect when I was young. It was like a girl.
We talk about that on the podcast a lot, how spirits portray themselves to us. And when you see a child spirit, it doesn't necessarily mean that they passed as a child or anything like that.
To people how they feel like they want to be shown, and even with loved ones, we've heard of people like having that. Yeah, we had someone on earlier today talking about it, and it's just wild how like they will morph based, like however they decide they want to. So,
yeah,
I mean, I feel like she's not negative. She just
she kind of has an attitude, but I don't feel like bad vibes.
All
Exactly. But I've never really heard people talk about that theory of like they can take a different, like they're not physical, right? They could take any form, and that just to me, it's like the fact that you talk about that, that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
the game.
Like, once you start diving into it too, and like like you're saying, you're just sort of getting started in it, and you learn so much. Like when you start, I don't know, opening yourself up to the spirits around you and the things, like it's wild what you
that's what with my partner, I'm like, he's actually picking up on things and he's very good at ignoring it, but he'll make a note to me like, I do admit that was weird.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's all it takes. You're letting it in.
It's little baby steps there.
It's a non-believer until I started going through mine, and then we had enough weird stuff happening. Once was a door opening and closing when we were staying at this really old like wedding venue, or the doorknob shaking, and that was, I think, his final like, okay, I guess this might be real, because you can't explain it anymore. You're like, all right.
When it's affecting the physical world, it's very hard to just turn a blind eye to it.
When you see it, like we talk about this a lot, like, people think you're crazy, and they're like, oh, people say what they want to say, but like once you've experienced it yourself, you're not insane.
You know it. You know what the experience was. Yeah.
Like, well, I can't not.
No going back.
That's if you're on a tree, you can't get off.
It was like a horror movie when my little sister at 5 came to me and just said, I saw something in the basement and described the girl I was seeing. I was like, wow, I'm not crazy.
It sounds like you guys have a strong line of like possible like medium abilities in your community.
Within the family. Yeah.
Like I bet you like something that she doesn't want to.
She freaks her out. But my grandmother actually would hear voices before someone would die. She would hear voices.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
Like pull you up and like
we just
this was so fun.
We hijacked you for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, here now, here it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so what do you got for us today? What stories?
When I was probably 20, it was shortly before I moved out here to Washington. I was still living in Colorado, just outside Denver, and most of my family had already moved out here, so it was just my dad still packing up. Just the two of us in the house. He was out. I was the only one home, and I decided to just lay down for a little bit. Just laid down I had a day bed, and I was laying on my left side, door closed, closet closed, windows closed, nobody in the house. And I felt the pressure of a hand from my right hip, pressure all the way down, firm pressure all the way down my leg to my ankle.
Oh my gosh.
And that was also at the same time I was dating a specific individual that I also would see shadow people.
Yeah.
And this only happened while I was dating him, so I know it was attached to him.
Yeah. Interesting.
And after we stopped dating, all of it was gone.
Wild.
Really?
I mean, I've had other experiences with other things, but that specific one I know was attached to him.
Yeah.
So you haven't experienced that like since?
I've never had physical contact since that time. And that was, you have one of those moments of, I know that just happened, that couldn't have just happened.
Right. Try to make sense of it in your mind.
Right.
Yeah. Like what could it be?
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a brush.
Yeah.
It was solid, steady pressure all the way the length of my leg.
Yeah. We had a ghosty man who used to live in the closet of our house. We lovingly named him Pickle Rick, and he would touch me at night when I slept, or he would touch like if we would have people spend the night. And like people who are not believers of this, and they would be like, "Something touched me last night," and I'm lying in the house, and I'm like, "Bring out almost Pickle Rick," or she was babysitting my kids, and they text me, and they're like, something's running up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yep.
Oh, it's just Pickle Rick.
Yeah. There was a time in the house that my parents owned, because that was at a rental where that had happened. At my parents' house, same thing. I was alone in the house. I was upstairs in my parents' room. I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and I heard and she heard over the phone what sounded like a stack of books, like an encyclopedia set on the floor down the hall. And she said at first, she goes, "What was that?" Yeah. And I said, "I don't know. I'll be at your house in 5 minutes."
But that is why, like, when those things happen and you're just like, it's something. You're like, I don't want to investigate. I don't want to know.
Right. Absolutely. That was the house where our pets would watch something walk across one of the rooms and go to the basement stairs.
And our dogs, they see it.
Yeah. You could. Our dogs and our cats both would do it.
And something's there, and you're like, please be nice.
Yeah. You know, and
I'll say that too. If I know something's there, I'll just be like, okay, no touching.
Yeah.
I don't want to get scared. Stay away from my children. That's about it.
Yeah, the house that we're in right now, my husband and I, it was built in 1916.
Oh,
and
wow.
we know the history of the house and the family that lived in it from probably the late 30s up until the 90s.
Okay.
And we know that the husband passed away from natural causes in one of the downstairs rooms. We know that their son, unfortunately, was murdered in the house back in, and we know when and who, and we know the details.
Wow.
Very unfortunate story. But when we first moved in, literally on the day we were taking pictures of ourselves in front of the sold sign and everything. It was our first house together. All of it. Neighborhood kids are like, somebody died in that house, right? Somebody got murdered in that house, right? And we're like, tell us more. Tell us more.
And that before you buy it?
It was a bank repo. And actually, unless it was a murder, a criminal event, I don't think they have to anymore.
Oh, okay.
I think if it was natural causes, they don't have to tell you. No, they don't. Yeah. So once they realized we weren't spooking us, we were like, the kids were like, whatever, they went away.
Yeah.
But the couple of incidents that we've had in the house have not been bad. That house was filled with love. Oh, always filled with love. And both of the events involve cats.
Yeah.
We have a ghost cat.
I love it.
I've seen it. My husband's seen it. Both darting into the same room upstairs. The son that was murdered, he was an adult son. He was in his early 50s.
Okay.
And he had the upstairs was an apartment for him.
Okay.
And we're in touch with the daughter that his sister. So we've been in touch with her, and she'll occasionally send us pictures on, through Facebook of the family and what the house used to look like. So we've got a lot of wonderful love for the house ourselves too, through them. So we've both seen the ghost cat, and I talked to her about it, and she goes, "Oh yeah, that was his cat." And I don't remember. She told me the name, and I don't remember the name of the cat now. But she's like, "Oh yeah, that was his cat. He loved that cat. That cat was his everything."
I feel like you guys get good vibes from the house because you're putting good vibes in. You know how sometimes, like, especially in an older house, like if people come in and are like, aggressive about it or mean or whatever, like you guys are showing the house love after, so they're.
The minute I walked in the door with my realtor, the kitchen counter was just covered in realtors cards. Everybody who'd been through that house.
Wow.
A ton.
Yeah.
And I felt at home. But as soon as I walked in.
It was meant to be young.
That
house was meant to be
young. And the thing that's really true to that point is that the husband who passed away, he was a musician.
Yeah.
And my husband's a musician. His wife was an artist. I'm an artist and a writer. And so my room was her room. My art studio, and his office and music room, it was his room.
That is crazy.
It's almost like they picked you guys.
The house is waiting for us to come. I believe that.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as coincidences.
No.
It worked out how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I want to see a ghost cat.
Well, I saw cats jumping around my house before we got our Ichabod. Yeah. I think it was Ichabod telling us that he was on his way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see one.
Yeah, and we both thought it was our Siamese. We both thought it was her going into that room, and we were both like, Miso, no.
Yeah.
But she was the one that when we'd been in there less than 6 months, and I was painting the stairwell, and she was like just looking through the railing up above, but it wasn't her watching me.
It was a different cat.
I think it was, I think it was Frank, who was the one who passed away in the house of natural causes. I always like to specify that.
Yeah.
but she was just intently staring and watching what I was doing. And I looked up and realized it was a spirit. And I said, I hope you don't mind that we're in your house. Yeah. This is our house now, and we love it as much as you did. And I hope you don't mind some of the changes that we're making to make it our own.
Yep.
And she just kind of intently still watched me and just kind of leaned. And then she shook her head and was back to normal and darted off.
Wow.
And I wasn't scared. Didn't bother me at all. There's absolutely nothing in that house of any concern at all.
It's great because you're able to pick up on that. You're like, it's like you're saying it. You're seeing these things that honestly would scare most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some people who like intuitively, like you pick up on the good energy of it. They're good. They know you're good. It like a happy vibe. I love that.
Well, and to have met the people that grew up there and to see their family pictures and kind of have included us in their extended family in the house. It's wonderful.
I love that. That's a nice story.
What people are listening, these amazing werewolf earrings that like a werewolf in front of a moon with the bats. Is that
bats? And he's in front of the headstone.
Oh my God. It's so good.
I love it.
Oh, once for a cup.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
It's so fun.
Well, I'm a writer, so that kind of goes.
I love it. Thank you. All right. We are here with Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff, you got a story for us?
So not really, but kind of. Okay, so here's the thing. I was taking my dog for a walk. I come out of my front door and I hook around to my side yard. And I don't think anything of it, but I see this dog in the distance. It's maybe 200 yards. It's about as far as I can see down my road before the road curves and I can't see it anymore. And it's just, I can see that the dog's off leash. And it's just sniffing at some bushes. And my first thought was, one of the neighbor dogs got out. Right?
Yes.
And then I look down at my dog, Pody, and I look back up, and that dog is here. It is less than 10 feet from me. And this was like, I looked down and I looked back up. There's no way that dog could have crossed the distance.
Right.
And then the thing is, when it gets here, it's huge. It's like a cross between it's got more of like a pit bull face, but a little leaner, not quite as wide.
Yeah.
And sort of it's tall and kind of lean like a greyhound, but more muscly. And it's like it stood 3.5 feet tall. It was like this enormous dog. And then normally when my dog Pody sees another dog, she's like, oh, hey. And then she waves and then she pulls. She's kind of a puller, but she wants to go say hi to the dog. She just froze. And this dog, it released this sound unlike anything I've ever heard. It was like a growl kind of thing, right? But it was like lower pitch than I've ever heard.
Did you feel it through your whole body?
Oh my God. Not exactly, but my hairs stood up on end.
Yeah.
I was like terrified. And so I have like a Ring doorbell, and you can see up in the Ring doorbell, you can see me running backwards around the corner.
You're like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I am running backwards around the corner and running backwards into the door and like slam the door. And then I'm like looking around like out the window. And then you can't see that the dog never crosses in front of our house. So no idea where it went.
Interdimensional dog.
What it was. Because I feel like that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why I say I don't really have a spooky story, right? Because it's mostly like if I tell someone, hey, I saw this dog and it was scary. They're like, okay, you saw a big dog. Great. Yeah. Right. But the thing is, so the thing that sticks with me is it crossed this 200-yard distance in this instant.
Yeah.
And it's just impossible. It crossed an impossible amount of space in an impossible amount of time. And then the feeling that I had in like the pit of my soul, like that's the other part of it, right? So
yeah.
That's a good
That's my dog story.
That's your dog story.
Interesting because it is like, was it a ghosty?
Or was it
like interdimensional, like something else? Like
some like I don't know, coyote spirit thing. But,
interesting.
Like that's good. So Jeff is actually one of my best friends. We grew up together in Vermont.
That's true.
So he came by to see us, and I didn't tell the story, but we wanted to have you on the show because here's the thing: Jeff and I, and then my husband and his wife, will go out. And we will start talking about all this stuff. And our spouses will they'll be there, but they're...
Yep. Just sort of like nodding at each other, taking a sip, looking at the floor.
Yeah. Definitely in these deep conversations, but yeah.
So Yeah, so I'm actually really interested in the UFO phenomenon.
Yes.
And I've got some things that I actually wanted to talk to you about.
Another cider night.
You can come on over and we can chat about that anytime. We can chat about it on the show, do whatever you want.
Okay. We've talked about how to go on. We would love to
Yeah.
Cool. So I love that you guys are doing this.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming on and telling us the story.
Yes. Thanks, Jeff.
Pleasure.
Bye, everybody.
All right. We are up for another spooky story. We have Tracy here. Thank you for stopping by.
Hi, Tracy.
You're
All
welcome.
right. What do you got for us?
So my sister and I, we do hobby investigations through our local areas.
Yeah.
Love it.
We've been to the Woodbine Cemetery, caught several EVPs.
Oh.
Our first EVP ever caught in there was Swallow My Heart. And you could hear the voice of a raspy older lady.
Oh.
That is our first ever EVP.
Okay. That's a pretty big one.
And that was even before sunset.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So normally Woodbine is our hot spot that we always go to. We normally sit down by Babyland.
Yep.
And we'll talk to like the kids. And
That is very. Do you post any of that? Like,
Not usually.
We can see it. I
We
would
just
love
keep it
to
on my
hear-
computer.
Yeah. That's so fun, though.
And there's one time I didn't ask the kids if they wanted to play. And when we did the playback, we heard like multiple kids saying, hey, come play with me.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
then after my name yelled.
Wow.
Because we would always introduce ourselves, say,
Yes.
hey, this is so my sister Amanda,
Yeah.
my sister Tiffany, I'm Tracy. And like we made sure they knew we weren't there for disrespect or anything, just wanted
Right.
to get to know them, stuff like that.
And that's so important. Like, I'm very grateful that you do that. Yeah.
Like, kind of jerks when it comes to like investigating.
Yeah.
But like, then you get more. They're more willing.
And then there was one time we were there for Memorial Day weekend. And so we were talking to any of the veterans that were out there. We said, we want to thank you for your service, for everything you did. We appreciate everything you did. And then we were sitting on the bench down by Babyland, and there's a big, tall flagpole with the flag at half staff for Memorial Day.
Okay.
And we just see a shadow cross from there over behind my sister's truck.
Oh.
And it looked like an actual soldier carrying an M16 behind him.
Wow.
And like, we're like, you saw that, right?
Yeah. But multiple of you guys saw
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It was,
Wow.
and we're like, okay. And then you hear, it almost sounds like dress shoes on
Yeah.
tile.
Okay.
And it starts out slow, and it starts picking up to where it sounds like it's running towards us.
Wow.
At that point, we're like, nope, we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. With us, and if you have a M16 with you, we're not.
Yeah, really.
You'll be that. Oh my God.
Thank
that's
goodness.
very cool. I mean,
Part was we had to run towards it to get into the truck.
I'm sure. So you're like, okay, please don't touch me. Don't.
Go past. Just go past.
Yes.
You've investigated your sister.
Oh, yes.
That's so cool. That's a fun thing.
The one time we went up to Black Diamond Cemetery,
Yeah. Heard of that place. Yeah.
we actually ran into a demon there.
Okay, more details, please.
Yeah.
So we had my brother's oldest daughter with us because they were going to meet up with us.
Okay.
And we had his fiance's youngest two at the time with us as well. So we made it clear that if there was any spirits that wanted to communicate, they were not allowed to communicate with the children, only the adults.
Okay.
Right.
And my niece, I have a feeling, is slightly sensitive just by what she said after we left. But she would not leave more than 3 feet from the truck.
Oh, she like.
She knew something was there. And like when we first got there, it felt like calm. We didn't feel anything, like there was no type of energy, stuff like that. And so as we got going, my sister and I felt something like in between us. Yeah. Like I kept looking behind my left shoulder and she kept looking over her right.
Interesting.
And then she looked at me like, did you just touch my elbow? I'm like, no.
I love that.
Like we just quietly said it so the girls couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
And then we started getting this uncomfortable feeling like something's not nice here.
Yeah.
And in that cemetery, there's a priest buried in one of the corners.
Oh.
Yeah. Which kind of tells a lot now.
Yeah.
And so as we're trying to get the girls back in the truck, we have the girls turned in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the corner of my eye, I see a huge black mass. It's like the tall as the trees. Like it's huge.
Wow.
My sister saw it face on. Like it had no eyes. You could see the shape of the horns. And it's pacing outside the cemetery back and forth.
Oh my God.
We're like, no, girls, we'll buckle up as we go.
Yeah, like,
They're like, why? What? And at that point is when my brother and his fiance at the time pulled.
You're like, great timing.
Wow.
We hand off the recorder and stuff to them. And we're like, you have to promise us there's no provoking whatsoever.
Right.
No provoking.
Especially with that. Yeah. No. Yeah.
And so we left, and not even 5 minutes later, they call, oh, we're on our way home. We're like, what did you do?
Yeah.
So that night, my sister and I are listening to the recording. We get to my brother's part, and he's provoking the damn thing.
Oh my gosh. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Show yourself to me. I want to know you're here. Show yourself. At one point, you hear a growl in the recorder. Like up close and personal to the recorder.
Whoa.
Like you hear chain link fences rattling and stuff like that. We're like, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's not.
We have nothing back there.
That's one of those things too, where like lucky that it didn't like attach itself. You know, if they eat, like, I mean, you never know. That's wild.
And they're known for playing tricks. Like, they'll say, oh, I'm a little kid. It's like,
yeah,
I'm a little kid, but no, actually, I'm something more terrifying and also ominous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. That's wow.
I used to work in a skilled nursing facility downtown Puyallup. And I know there's spirits there.
Yeah.
Like I've had a toilet flush and nobody there.
Especially in a nursing facility.
Yeah.
You know, people linger.
Oh, yes. And I've had my name called in the hallway, nobody else around. So it's like, okay,
whoa,
who's playing with me now?
Yeah.
Like,
here to,
the fire alarm will go off for no reason. And there's one resident that passed away, and I know exactly that it's her.
I mean, she likes you.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, why did the fire alarm go off? There's no reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably the certain patient.
Yes.
Because the family members left her in where there's a pole station that was uncovered.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, what does this do? And
Yeah.
But at least that's how we found out the light above that one door didn't work.
Wow. So at least, wow. I love that.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So many fun things.
Yes.
That's great.
Thank you. All right, we are here with Jay. Hi, Jay. Thanks for coming on today. What's your story that you want to share with us?
So, I live in like a kind of weirdly old house that was like a couple different things before this house. So like a post office, then like a small jail, and like now people And a couple months ago, I was down the garage trying to find like an old poster of David Bowie I knew like, my parents had down there. And like I was down there for like an hour looking for it, and I couldn't find anything. And that garage just creeps me out for some reason. And after like the whole time I was like listening to David Bowie, just like kind of making jokes with my friends. I was calling her at the time. And I was like about to walk out. I switched off all the lights, and my friend had asked me like, how do you know there's ghosts down there? Like, I don't know. I'm not about to use a Ouija board. She's like, why don't you just ask them? So like I just kind of yelled out a bit. It's like, if there's any ghosts in here who like the music or movies of David Bowie, make yourself known. I swear on God, I don't believe in that. I heard the loudest, like, way in the back. And I'm all
well, and like, I mean, that happens a lot when you're like questioning and you're like, but are you here? And then they're like, oh, we're going to tell you we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that garage is like silent. So it like really freaked me out.
Yeah. But you also, I feel like, already kind of knew there was something here because you could feel the energy. Like you said, it was creepy. Like you knew something was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you just have that, like, you know for sure now.
Yeah, so every single time I go down there, I like open the door and the first thing I say is, hi, David Bowie ghosts. What else am I going to call them?
How do you probably know she says? I kind of like David Bowie.
Yeah.
I feel like spirits, all they want is the acknowledgement and respect.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So to do that, I think it's absolutely perfect. Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. All right. We are here with Bree. Hi, Bree. Thanks for coming on.
Hi. Thank you.
You started telling me the story, and I had to stop you because I'm like, wait, we got to record this. You want to tell us your story?
Okay. So the back half to this story is in high school. Me and my best friend made a DIY Ouija board with a cardboard, a Sharpie, and a shot glass, right?
Yep.
And we're sitting down doing it, kind of knowing it's a sketchy, believing in it already, you know, but we're like, in high school, screw it, let's just do it. Right. Well, halfway through the session, it's like going crazy. It's working so well. I'm freaking out. She's freaking out. Both of us ditched the room. We're never going back in there. I ended up moving rooms later. Could not be back in there because that's how spooked I was, right? You know, the whole thing. You run to the bathroom at night to pass the door, all of it.
Right. Yeah.
Then I have a little brother that comes along, and, you know, little kids have imaginary friends, and I think that's totally normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he starts telling me that he's talking to his friend in the mirror in the room where I did the Ouija board, right? And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
My gosh.
I mean, not a visual medium, but if you could see our faces right now.
Right. And, my grandma's like, oh, it's fine. It's totally normal for kids to do this. It's totally normal. And in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know if it's as normal as you think it is based on the situation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking him questions about it, and he says he plays with his twin in the mirror, only in his room. And I would think with an imaginary friend, it leaves the room. No, he only plays with his friend in the room. So I went and got Palo Santo. I opened up all the windows in the house. I completely just smoke everything out. And I think the part that really, tripped me about it the most is he never talked about his twin imaginary friend in the mirror ever again after I used Palo Santo in the house.
You got it. You did what you needed to do.
For years. This was years and years and years later, and he refused to sleep in the room, but he would still go play with his friend in the room.
Wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a wild story.
You obviously, one after you did the Ouija board, you could sense you would brought something in.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then
there.
And normally as teenagers, I'm like, you're moving it. And she's like, no, you're moving it.
Yeah.
And then, when I saw that there was tears in both of our eyes, I was like, no,
neither of us. Yeah.
Neither of us touch this.
That is wild though. And also nice that you were able to get rid of it because sometimes
you can't.
No, sometimes it's
and I agree, who knows? But I ended up moving out of there. He seems to be fine ever since then. But I don't think there was ever a time in that house at night where I didn't run to the bathroom.
Yeah, right. Where you're like, I'm not stopping.
Absolutely.
Do you still have family in that house?
We do, yeah. They still live there, and they haven't told me any stories, but they're not as spooky inclined as I would say. Yeah, exactly.
Any other experiences since then, that had happened, or was it just obviously that one was the, I guess, summoned in a way, but any other things that
nothing that sticks out as much as that one.
Yeah.
Nothing that even compares to anything like that.
But that's enough crazy. Just I also I feel like we all did stupid stuff in high school with that kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. And then you don't close the board or do anything with it. You just scream and run.
Yeah. Especially you want to believe it, but you also are like, nah, this isn't real.
There's no way. And that's the thing. Yeah. I was spooked forever, but I'm like, I'm tripping. There's no way.
Right.
And then, here comes my 4-year-old little brother that's like, oh yeah, I play with my twin brother in the mirror.
Which is
in my room.
It's the mirror part that gets me. That's the part that kind of freaks me out.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they always say too, when you are cleansing or
I always do the mirrors.
Always do the mirrors.
Any sort of screens, mirrors.
Right.
So whatever. I mean,
I don't know if you guys watch Ghost Adventures, but that's
yes.
And me and my boyfriend take a shot every time he says portal. You should do an episode every time they say portal. Take a shot.
It's a fireball.
There you go. And then by the end of the episode, woo.
I almost forgot to tell you. So this is, of course, we're in the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
I started smoking weed at a very young age, younger than I should have.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
So in high school, we'd go to this cemetery on a lookout in the area around here, and you smoke weed in the cemetery because nobody bothers you there, right? Terrible. Don't do this.
Kids should not be listening. Do you hear that?
Right,
Kids should not be listening.
Turn it off. So I go and I sit on a bench. We're getting ready to spark it up, right? Everything's going well. At this point, I'm toasted. I'm feeling good. I stand up and my name is engraved on the bench that I'm sitting on. First and last.
Again, you can't see our faces there, but
I'm already paranoid. I'm in the back of the cemetery.
First and last name?
First and last name. Yeah.
That's okay. That would get me.
And I'm who knows how long I was sitting on it because, it's a memorial bench.
Have you been back to see
never. No, that's enough.
Oh my gosh.
I just booked it. I ran through my life.
We've got to go back. We have to go back.
Yeah.
What's
It was in Auburn. I don't remember the name of the cemetery, but there's a stag on the lookout of it. So it's in unincorporated King County. There's a big lookout, and then there's a statue of a stag across the street.
It's not the Black Diamond one, is it? No.
Okay.
I have to look into that.
Interesting.
The Black Diamond one is fun, but it's in Auburn. It's in the Federal Way Auburn area. So it's up on the other hill.
Definitely going to have to go.
A quick Google search, a stag at a cemetery near
we'll
me.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. And then we're going to go to all the benches.
Yeah. And look, and then and if it's not there, then
that's even more. I'll
be even more floored because I'm telling you, I sprinted for my entire life.
I would have too. I said this earlier on the show. There's no such thing as coincidences.
No.
Kind of what was the point?
I'm almost disappointed in myself. I didn't read anything more. I saw it said Brianna in my last name.
Yeah.
I got up and I was like, oh my, all my friends too, because again, we're altered.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So this is a very special guest. I know you guys hear me talk a lot about my older sister, Shannon, but this is my little sister, Susie. And she is in town from New York City. And I happen to know that she's got a very good ghost story. So what do you got for us, Suze?
So I was studying abroad in England when I was in college at Oxford University for the summer. And that's like the most historic place on the planet.
Right, I was going to say, lucky, I want to go. Like
everything there is old as fuck, basically. Yeah. So you just already know it's like ghosty there. And I was walking home from school one day back to this like apartment that they had put us all up in by myself. And I was passing this cemetery. And I'm like across the street from the cemetery. And I noticed someone like waving their hands. And I look over and there's this man standing in the cemetery. And he's doing everything he can to get my attention. He's like waving, like yelling. And I'm like, do I know him? Is he someone from school? This is so odd. And I just like keep on walking down the street. And as I'm like walking down the street, he's like paralleling me, walking through the cemetery, waving and trying to get my attention. And I'm like, the fuck? And I don't recognize him. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I keep on walking, but I have this like, I'm like, who is this guy? And why is he trying to get my attention? And I just have like super weird feeling.
Yeah.
And so I get maybe a block further and I turn around to look and see if he's still waving at me, and he's just gone. This man is just no longer there standing in the cemetery. And I had like clear line of sight because we
should have been able to see him. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that was super fucking weird. Like, did I just imagine him? Where'd he go?
Right.
Odd thing number one. For the rest of the trip, I just continue to have like super weird things happening to me in this house that I'm staying at that's just down the block. And it's all like, what is it called when you wake up in the middle of the night?
I was just about to say you had sleep paralysis.
Yeah. So I had like sleep paralysis every single night for like the next 3 nights after that. But on the third night, it was the most like intense episode I've ever had. And someone gets into bed with me. And I don't know if this sounds crazy, but it felt like I was being like raped in my sleep.
Oh my gosh.
I could feel someone in the bed with me, and I could feel like they were trying to like, it was like sexual. And I don't have any idea if the two instances were connected, but like after I had to get the fuck out of that house. Like, I remember waking up from that sleep paralysis experience and calling my mom at 3 a.m. in tears.
I remember hearing about it, like how it messed you up so bad.
I was just like stuck in the bed, couldn't move. Someone was in the bed with me, touching me. I don't know. Like I could feel the hands on me when I woke up. And I remember just calling mom in absolute tears at 3 a.m. And she was scared for me, which was what freaked me out. She was like, I think you need to get out of the room. Like this sounds... So anyway, and I did, and we left. Actually, we happened to leave England that next day to go travel somewhere else. Yeah. That was like the height of the thing.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but believe that like the two instances were connected. Like this man in the cemetery who I didn't know, who was like chasing me down, and then continued to have these like, basically followed me home, and then he just evaporated. And then for the next like 3 nights in a row, someone was like in bed with me, like bothering me. And so I've always felt like it was some fucking creep, you know, in the cemetery.
Weirdo, ghosty that was inappropriate.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was somebody trying to warn you.
Yeah.
Someone in the cemetery was trying to warn you. Some spirit in the
That's actually a good point.
Trying to warn you about something that they saw.
Yeah. No, that's actually a very good point.
I've never thought of it like that.
And then I forgot, but I don't know. It was fucking terrifying, and I've been scarred from that weekend ever since.
That is very scarring.
There's like another piece where I don't remember, like the next place we went, like a following night, I remember how I used to get like really fucked up in churches. Yeah. Like anytime I'd walk into a church when I was little, I would like, so.
Really?
No, yeah, she would have like an adverse reaction to being in a church. Like,
so I have questions.
Yeah, I don't know. And so like I would like get into a church as a child, and like the second I would step foot in like the main room where, you know, all of the pews are and whatnot, I would just get hit with like something like take over my body, and I just had this unbelievable sense of fear anytime I was in churches. Like I was having like a bodily, like a physical reaction to being in churches. And it like got better as I got older. But I remember on this trip in England, like following the nights that I was having sleep paralysis, I was like walking down the hallway and I was by myself and I was like about to open the door to this room. And then all of a sudden that same feeling hit me like all at once, where I felt like I couldn't like move. And like I was having like a physical reaction to like some negative energy just like pouring over my body. But that never like amounted to anything. Like my friend opened the door. She looked at me. She's like, why are you so pale? And I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. And she's like, you're being a freak. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like a haunted trip.
Yeah. But I think like me, obviously, like genetically, for whatever way, we have intuition abilities of some kind like that. You know,
you're more sensitive to that.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
It's happened a lot more. I think that if you did, would be shocked at like what you would pick up on. But I do like, I know you're intuitive and you got some stuff going.
Yeah, it scares me. So I like try to shut down that part of my brain.
And sometimes you open up to it and then you're like, oh, this is kind of fun. It is kind of fun. It's not gonna lie.
We'll have to work on it.
I just want to know how old those grapes were.
I mean, they had to be from 1600s.
Yeah, easy.
If not older.
Yeah.
Like, and like also Oxford University. Like, it's old as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, 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 like, over 1,000 years old, right?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. But, like, and sleep paralysis, topping it multiple times in a row, that's something, too, that is, like, I don't know.
It felt specific to the room. Yeah. Like, whatever, like, the room that I was in.
922 years old.
Jesus.
That's wild.
All that shit. And, like, who knows how long the house that I was staying in had, been there. It was, like, old-ass apartments that...
Yeah, and that could have easily been 400 or 500 years old.
Exactly.
Like,
so, anyway, that's my story.
Excellent stories.
Thank you.
Listening. Thank you for sharing it.
You are so welcome.
Also, you guys. And, our favorite redneck accents that we like to do all the time.
Wait, is that from her? I'm sorry, what? What? Wait, you're Stu?
Well, shit, Raina. You didn't have to put me on the spot.
Oh, my God.
What if I do?
Wait, so there's Felicia. There's Jandis.
Shannon was originally Jandis before the dog was Jandis.
Jandis is here, too. I just don't have a ghost story.
Also, do they not sound exactly alike? Your sisters sound exactly alike.
Maybe we do. Maybe it's genetic.
You think so?
I would say she's the starter of the redneck.
I don't know what it is. It just comes...
It just
comes over me.
It's a natural thing. It just happens.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. She didn't mean. All right. Well, then you will say to her stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. We are here with another. This is actually also one of our best friends. This is Krista. Hi, Krista.
Hi.
Hi. You've heard us talk about. Sometimes I'll say, C. Hursty 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a loyal fan.
Loyal.
I do like
loyal.
I do like it.
Practical magic. Dance we didn't.
Oh yeah, that was Kristen. She was out of
the
town.
cleanest it's been.
She
never again.
She was out of town, and I said, I need an island that I can dance around. You're not home. Do you mind?
And we did.
Yeah,
we did.
Not pleasure doing business.
All right, girl, what you got for us?
Okay, so nothing crazy. Not like I am not haunted, but I would say that my sister is haunted.
Okay.
So when we were little kids, we lived in Ohio, and we lived in this house that was built in like 1898 kind of thing. And so they broke it up into apartments, and it was owned by like a slumlord kind of thing. So it wasn't really well managed. So one of the stories is that my dad installed carpet, and we lived in a crappy neighborhood. So like you couldn't really leave your tools in the car. So every day he would like go like take his tools, bring them in, and in the morning take them back out. My sister. So I'd say she was probably like 8. So she goes and she's like, oh, I'm going to go say bye to Dad, like in the morning. And so she runs down the stairs, and then there's like this weird little side entrance that would have been like for the servants and stuff like that. But she goes down there, and then it turns one more time, and then it goes down into like the basement. And the way that the slumlord had it set up was there was one more apartment down there, and then there was this side really creepy room where it's just like random shit was there. And then on the other side was the laundry room. So it had like a washer and a dryer, like coin operated, whatever. And so Alexis runs down. She gets to this landing where it's like you can go outside or you can go down that last flight of stairs. And she's just like, Dad. And she's just like, oh, I hear him coughing. And like kind of like almost like vomiting, like really hard, like
weird. She's like, that's weird. She's like, Dad? And so she goes down the stairs because that's where it's coming from. And she gets to the bottom where there's like these 3 options, right? And she's like, okay, it's coming from the laundry room. And so she goes in there and it's like getting louder and whatever. And she's like, Dad? And like she goes around because the dryer, I believe, and it's just nothing. But that's where the sound was coming from. And so she like fucking books it. Like,
right.
And she like runs up the stairs as my dad's like coming back in the house.
Oh.
Yeah, it was wild. But that's that story. So this house. And there are other like little stories that are similar in like
hearing things and then
like Alexis one time was like, we lived in one small apartment upstairs, and so it was like 1 bedroom. There were like 5 of us. By this time, like people came in to buy the house, and it was like this couple, and they were kind enough. Like they ended up getting all the other tenants out, but they did let us stay for a while. And it was so nice. They got rid of the cockroaches. Like they had the place like bombed efficiently, all that jazz, and they were fun. I used to walk their dog.
Yeah. Okay.
And they eventually, once we did move out, we would sometimes go back, even like after we moved to Washington, like when we would go back, we'd like go visit them. And they were talking about how they had someone come into the house and like get a reading on all the rooms, and they had it cleansed. And I don't know all of the bits and pieces
like
of
they would have a spiritual person come in.
Correct.
Got it.
And so what they said, I can't remember all of it. Like first floor, one of the front places, they said that someone had been laid out too long. Like they had died and they had the body laid out too long. So that person was still there, but nothing malicious about them. And then I think there was someone in the apartment. I'm just going to reference as apartments because it's how I know it.
Yeah.
Above it, there was someone there, but nothing crazy. But I will say that on the other side of the house, in this other apartment that apartment 4, our apartment, was next to, there was a really angry man that lived there. And I forgot, I do have a creepy story about me. Circle. I mean, I don't know if it's creepy. I'm going to just say it, and we're going to go, what do you think?
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't even know how old I was. But randomly, people wouldn't like be occupying. So I was like probably 5 or 6.
Okay.
And we had a way that when no one was in one of the, like living in one of the apartments, we would just find ourselves in there. I mean, we definitely broke into the old fogey home next to us.
Yeah.
And then there was like some random building down there where like we broke into that building. And by broke, I mean, we just were little kids. And my other not haunted sister was just always into shit. Like always into shit. And we were just like, yeah, we definitely had to go pee while we were there. We went pee. And then Tara, I mean, my other sister was like, they're going to catch you from your butt prints on the toilet seat. Kid you not. Yeah. I almost, thankfully, I'd already relieved myself. Otherwise, I would have shit myself. And my sister Tara somehow gets us into the apartment. Yeah. That like, okay. And then like, whatever. And somehow I'm sure they're like just fucking with me, right? And they leave me in the apartment. I mean,
are you the youngest?
I am the youngest.
Yeah. That'll do it. Yeah.
I know. Okay. So then like I go to get out. I like go to open the door, and this is like old school. So there's like no there's no doorknob lock. There's only a deadbolt.
Okay.
And then like a chain kind of thing. And the chain is not done. You can't lock the deadbolt when you're walking out. You have to lock it from inside, right? Or unless you have a key, but Tara does not have a key.
Right.
I mean, really, to get us in, she just walked us in.
Sister does not have a key.
Yeah, my sister does not have a key. And so, but I can't, it's all locked. Like, I'm just stuck in there. Like, and it's just like my mom is on the other side. Eventually they're like, Krista's stuck. And it's just like, yeah, you just go, I can't get out. Like, there's nothing wrong. That's what I'm thinking. My mom ended up having to go through another apartment onto the roof, into a window, to then get me out and walk back out. Like, we couldn't get it. Yeah. It was weird. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, that's all I'm saying.
This whole like apartment situation, I have a very clear picture in my head of what it looks like.
Yeah, I couldn't even show you the guys that bought it. Like they like redid it, but they did take walls out and stuff like that. But they so rooms are open so much more than they were before.
Yeah,
but it's Gorgina for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, but okay, that's all I got. I mean,
good. It's a good story.
That one was That one I didn't realize that I was like, maybe that was your creepy.
That is. Well, it is creepy because it sounds like
something locked you in.
Yeah, where they
And
were
I-
just
and I
like, and
wonder-
that was the apartment that had the angry one in it. That you
like pissed off.
Yeah,
and
it's
he was like, what now, bitch?
Yeah, or just some people are
these
just
darn
angry.
kids. Darn.
I mean, for
That's what it was,
sure,
these
yeah.
Darn kids.
Yeah.
Rascals.
Yeah.
Rascals.
When the-
Rugrats.
Would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been.
Were you rotten kids? No,
I
rotten,
think it's
rotten.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. If it wasn't for you dang kids. Nope, that's not it. No.
Anyways.
Swing and a miss, it's fine.
That was a good story.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you, Krista.
Thank you.
Just like that, the power of magic. We are back in the studio.
We are back in the studio, and holy shit, that was fun.
That was so much fun.
We-
that was just a completely satisfying day.
We had the best day ever. We met so many cool people. We made so many
cool
good
people.
connections. And then my favorite part were the people let me be clear. I love the people who signed up and came in.
Right.
They had some solid stories. They had time to think about it. But what was fun was us getting to convince people. Because we had a few that we were like, okay, just come on air and tell us. And you've got and a few people were like, no, my voice isn't good for it, or
But
it's
they
not
told
that.
us their stories.
Yeah,
and that was just as
And
just
it was
as special.
but it was so fun to have everyone come and share their experiences, and so many correlated to each other, or they're things that I think listening to our podcast that you hear us talk a lot about, experiences that people had. And
what was wild was the people that came up and referenced the show.
I know there's a few people. That was a good time.
We even got pictures taken with people.
I know that was
life
fun.
this
It was.
is.
I have no idea,
loved it.
but it was a good time.
It really was.
But we are going to be doing another haunted farmers market. I believe we are aiming to do one end of September.
End of September, and then we're going to try to squeeze some in October.
Yes.
Remember, we have 7 kids between us. Sometimes these things don't work out as well,
Yeah.
but we are going to try.
We're making an effort to do it because we
Yeah.
had such a good time, and we want
It's kind
to.
of selfish. We want to do it for us because we liked it. It was
Yeah,
fun.
and this time I'm making more stickers.
Oh my gosh, we made this. Raina made the cutest stickers.
I mean-
so freaking cute. There's Cletus and there's a little Alan the alien.
I have one of those for you in the closet over here. But more stickers, way more stickers that we'll be giving out for free, and koozies and all the things. And we just big thank you to everyone who came on and shared their stories, because I know for some people it's not easy to share this stuff.
And a lot of people don't like to record themselves, and so
Mhm.
we're very appreciative. It made it special, and what we wanted to do is really connect with the community, and we did that.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, we made some good connections. I know that we have one lovely woman that we talked about doing a ghost hunting group with, because there's not a lot of those around there. So I know if there's any women out there who would like to join us.
Or
on
men.
Or men. But I feel like we're going, gonna possibly talk about doing something.
I think that'd be
there,
so much fun.
which would be a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
So let us know if you want to sign up for our next one, or if you have a story you just want to send in.
Yeah, contact us at lunaticsoupodcast@gmail.com. We would love to talk about your spooky stories.
Yep, or DM us on any of the social medias at Lunatic Soup Podcast there, or the YouTubes, or all right, you guys. Well, thank you again for your stories. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you go get yourself a lunatic soup.
And remember, in this crazy world,
hey, it's good to be a lunatic.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, that's a door.
Perfect.